Okay, so we have discussed about in the last class we have discussed, we have done with the problems, and we have even done with the what remember Bencherimeter. So till now we have finished Bernoulli's equation. Then we are in application of Bernoulli's theorem, such as Bencherimeter, Orifisometer, rectangular, triangular notch, and pitot we have to do. Okay, so till this point we have studied. Okay, we have done some problems based on this. Okay, these are the problems which we have done on Bernoulli's equation. Okay, so if anyone has any doubt, and I have even shared that in the Google Classroom. Okay, I've shared all the details in the Google Classroom. You can just check it out along with the videos which have been done for the solving the problems, recorded lectures. Okay, you can just go through it, and if you have any doubts in that, you can just contact me. Okay, so we have studied that Bernoulli's application of Bernoulli's equation is that it is applied in all the problems of incompressible fluid flow wherever the energy concentrations are involved. Okay, and we are using Bernoulli's equation for the application of measuring in following measuring devices. So we are using them to measure the flow rate of water. Okay, flow rate of fluid which is flowing through the pipe. Okay, not water itself. We can measure the flow rate of fluid. What is flow rate? Anyone? That is discharge. We are going to calculate the discharge. So I told you discharge is also known as flow rate or rate of flow, or also known as volumetric flow rate. Volumetric flow rate, because its unit is meter cube per second. Okay. So this is, we are going for three measurement devices. One is Bencherimeter, Orifisometer, and pitot tube. So yesterday in the last class we have discussed that what is meant by Bencherimeter. It's a device which is used for measuring the discharge or rate of flow of fluid through the pipes. It is the measuring the discharge or the rate of flow of fluid through the pipe. It is a device which we are using to measure the discharge or rate of flow of fluid through the pipes. Okay, this is divided in three parts. One is convergent section, that is the inlet section, which is followed by the convergent section. This inlet section is connected, this convergent section is connected to a pipe, section of a pipe. This inlet section is connected to a pipe where you want to measure its flow rate. Okay, then it is followed by a convergent section, and then we are having a throat, then we are having a diverging part. Okay, so this is converging, throat, and diverging. So we are measuring the pressure difference between the inlet and the throat. Okay, now so we have discussed about what is inlet part, what is converging part, what is throat, and what is diverging part. Okay, so we have discussed all this. So this is just an explanation about the Bencherimeter. Okay, the next thing is that how to determine the rate of flow which is flowing through the Bencherimeter. How to measure the rate of flow through the Bencherimeter. So we have to derive an expression where we are getting the expression of flow rate flowing through the Bencherimeter. Okay, hope I'm audible to everyone. Am I audible? Okay. Fine. So expression for rate of flow or discharge through the Bencherimeter. Expression for rate of flow or discharge through the Bencherimeter. Okay. So first one, this is the Bencherimeter which we have discussed. So this is the inlet, this is the throat, and this is the converging part, and this is the diverging part. Okay, and this is the pipe. Okay, outlet pipe. Okay, so what we are doing is we are connecting this Bencherimeter to a pipe. We are connecting this Bencherimeter to a pipe. So Bencherimeter mainly consists of a converging part, a diverging part, and in between that there will be a throat. Okay, and we are measuring the pressure difference between the inlet and at the throat. Okay, how to measure the pressure difference? Can anyone tell me for an example? Just for by seeing the diagram, what you can understand what we are doing over here. I had given one example before how to measure the pressure. Okay, what is hydrostatic pressure, hydrostatic force? Something I have told, P equal to rho gz or rho gh. What is this? Anyone? Can anyone tell me what is this? What is this? So this is hydrostatic force, hydrostatic force derivation, where P equal to rho g z we have determined. Okay. So what happens is, what do you understand by this equation? Any one of you? What is P equal to rho gh? What do you understand by this? Anyone? We have studied about manometers, na? What is a piezometer? What is a piezometer? Okay, see what happens is whenever the fluid is flowing through the pipe, okay, so it will, we are connecting it with a tube, okay, we are connecting it with a tube, L-shaped tube. Okay, what is happening whenever the fluid is flowing through the pipe, if it finds any passage, it will enter into that passage and start filling this column. Okay, till what height it is filling from the center of the pipe, that is H. So we can determine the pressure at this point by using P equal to rho into G into H. So as I have told, if we go into the depths of water, the pressure goes on increasing, because the depth is also goes on increasing. If the depth increases, the pressure also increases. So the same thing is here. When the fluid is flowing through this pipe or the inlet, what is happening? It is showing some pressure. What we are connecting a manometer to this. So what is happening? Because of the pressure, the water is rising in this tube. Okay, and when it flows through this pipe, to the convergent part, okay, as I have told, when it flows to the convergent part, the velocity increases, pressure decreases. Therefore, what happens is this throat, whatever is there now, so here also we are measuring the pressure. Okay, so at this point we are measuring less pressure compared to this one. So we are measuring the difference, that is called as H. Okay, we are measuring the pressure head difference. Okay, so what is H equal to? Can anyone tell me what is P equal to rho gh? Na? Okay, what will be H equal to? H equal to P by rho g. So where you have studied this P by rho g? In Bernoulli's equation. So in Bernoulli's equation, we call it as pressure head. Okay, because of this pressure head only, we will be able to find out the rate of flow using the equation in the venturimeter. Okay, fine. So consider a venturimeter fitted to a horizontal pipe through which a fluid is flowing. That is, we can say it is water is flowing through the pipe, and we are connecting a venturimeter to it. Okay. Let D1 is the diameter at the inlet or at section 1. So here D1 is the diameter at the inlet, and P1 is the pressure at inlet. V1 is the velocity of fluid at section 1. This is section 1, this is section 2. Section 1 is the inlet, section 2 is the throat. Area of cross section, A is area at section 1, that is pi by 4 d1 square. If the diameter is d1, so area will be pi by 4 d1 square. And d2, p2, v2 and a2, that is d2 is the diameter at throat, p2 is pressure at the throat or section 2 we can say, v2 is velocity at throat, and a2 is what? Area at corresponding value, that section 2, that is area at throat. And this is A1, okay? This is A1, fine. So applying Bernoulli's equation at section 1 and 2, what will be the Bernoulli's equation? Can anyone tell me? What is Bernoulli's equation for this? Bernoulli's equation at section 1 and 2. P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. This is the Bernoulli's equation. Okay. Now, so this is the equation which we are getting, P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1. Okay. So now we have to determine an expression which is relating the flow or rate of flow or discharge. So rate of flow or discharge is Q, and we want something which is like this: Q equal to area into velocity. So we have to find the value of velocity and have to find what is the area, everything. Okay, we will decide now. How we'll discuss now how to do it. Okay, so we are using what? The Bernoulli's equation. Now, whether the pipe is horizontal or vertical, whether the two sections are in same plane or in different plane, they are in same plane from the horizontal line. Okay, so that's why Z1 is equal to Z2. Fine. So as the pipe is horizontal, we can say that Z1 is equal to Z2. Okay. Then if Z1 is equal to Z2, what will remain here? P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g. Okay, this much will remain. Now, what we'll do is, so we'll see what is remaining: P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g, P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g. This much is remaining. Now what you do, you just exchange the values, like P1 by rho g and minus P2 by rho g, bring it one side, and V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g, get it on the other side. Okay, so how we get P1 by rho g minus equal P1 minus P2 by rho g equal to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. So we have got like this. Okay, what we have done, we have brought P1 by rho g minus, if I bring it this side, it will be minus P2 by rho g, V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. Okay, P1 by P2 by rho g equal to V2 square minus by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. But this P1 minus P2 by rho g is the difference of pressure heads at section 1 and 2, and it is equal to H, or also known as P1 minus P2 by rho g equal to H. As I have told you, P equal to rho g H. Okay, so if I bring H like this, it will be P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g. Okay, it will be like this only. So we are taking that as H. So in the diagram, we can say that the difference between the pressure heads, that is pressure head at section 1 and then section 2, is H. Okay, therefore we are getting the equation like this: P1 minus P2 by rho g into H. Okay, now, so what will happen now? What will be the equation? Substituting the value of this in this one, so we get P1 minus P2 by rho g in the above equation. What we are getting, H equal to, if this P1 minus P2 by rho g will become H, then H equal to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. Okay, any doubts till now? This is equation 1. Okay, so we are getting this equation as H. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to apply the continuity equation at section 1 and 2. So A1 V1 equal to A2 V2, or we can write V1 equal to A2 V2 divided by A1. A2 V2 divided by A1. Sorry, it is not V1, it is A1. A2 V2 divided by A1. Okay, so we have to go through this. A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. We want V1 A2 V2 divided by A1. Okay, so this is the point. Now, so I'll change it here itself because there should not be any confusion later on. Okay, so we got A1 V1 equal to A2 V2, or we are taking V1 equal to A2 V2 by A1. Now, you have to substitute the value of V1 as A2 V2 by A1 in this. Substitute the value of A2 V2 V1 in H. So what we have to do, you have to substitute the equation 1 in, substitute the value of V1, whatever V1 we have got, in equation 1. Can anyone substitute and tell me what is the answer for V2? What will be the value of V2 at the end? I have substituted H2 equal to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. But V1 is what? E2 V2 divided by A1 whole square by 2g. Can anyone get me the equation for V2? What will be the answer for V2?
A1 V1 divided by A2.
A1 V1 divided by A2. Not like that. I have substituted the value of E2 V2 here, right? So what I have done is, in this equation, I have substituted this value. Okay. So H equal to V2 square by 2G will remain as it is. Minus V1 square means what? A2 V2 divided by A1 whole square divided by 2G. Now I want an equation in terms of V2 by using this. Can I get it? Yeah. A1 square root of 2GH, A1 divided by A2 V2 divided by A1 whole square. I have written it now. Did you get this? At least. I want an equation in terms of V2 using this equation. Can anyone get me? Okay, I'll tell you the final expression, but you have to derive it and tell me whether you're getting the correct answer or no. This is the final expression I'm getting in terms of V2. Is everyone getting this? You can try. Okay, I'll go through the steps. Okay, remember this. First, what happened is we have taken P2. This much you understood how we got this P1 minus P2 by rho g equal to V2 square by 2G minus V1 square by 2G because of Bernoulli's equation. Okay, I'm telling that P1 minus P2 by rho g is nothing but H, the difference of pressure head. So that is H. Okay, so I'm substituting the value of P1 minus P2 by rho g here as H here. Okay. Therefore, H is P1 minus P2 by rho g. Therefore, H equal to V2 square by 2G minus V1 square by 2G. Yes, do you agree? Then, in this equation, I'm going to substitute the value of V1. I'm substituting V1 in equation 1. So, which I have got here. So, what is the value of V1? A2 V2 divided by A1. So, as it is square, so it will be completely square. Okay. Now I want an expression in terms of V2 because V2 is common now. I have to find out the discharge A2 V2. I have to find out the discharge. So I want V2. Okay. Some people may be thinking, sir, why you have taken V2 as this one? Okay. I may take here like this also now. If I want in terms of V2. Okay. What I'll do, it will be A1 V1 divided by A2. It may be like this also. But we have taken V1 equal to A2 V2. Then what you have to do, if it comes like this, then the equation will change over here. Right? It will be somewhat V1 square something. So we are getting an equation in terms of V1. Okay. So not to get confused, we are doing like this. Okay. Therefore, it is like this. So what happens? I have taken what is common here. V2 square by 2G, V2 square by 2G. When I take this common, this will be 1 minus A2 square divided by A1 square. 1 minus A2 square divided by A1 square. Are you understanding this? V2 square by 2g I have taken common. When I take it common, this will be 1 minus V2 square by 2g comes out. E2 square divided by E1 square. Okay. And H will be what? H will be equal to V2 square by 2g equal to E1 square minus E2 square divided by E1 square. Now I got an equation in terms of H. Now what I'll do, I want in terms of V2. So what I'll do, V2 square equal to what I'll do, I'll multiply 2gh. Do you agree? E1 square divided by E1 square minus E2 square. Is this right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you just check it out whether it is correct or not. So V2 square equal to 2gh into A1 square by A1 square minus A2 square. Now I want to square root it because that is a square. So square root of 2gh A1 square minus A divided by A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, this is the final expression for your V2. This is the final expression for V2. Now it's your duty to find out the discharge for me. I'll write the equation also, Q equal to E2 V2. Substitute the value of V2 in this. Substitute the value of V2 in this expression and tell me the answer. Final expression for discharge. Final expression for discharge.
A2 A1 divided by
A1 A2 divided by square root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2gh.
Square root, not root, square root of 2gh. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, so this is the expression. Q equal to A2 into V2. A2 into A1. A2 as it is I have kept. You can see. I have substituted the value of V2. So the final expression will be A1 A2 divided by square root of A1 square minus A2 square into square root of 2g. This is your final expression. Now, can anyone tell me whether this is theoretical discharge or actual discharge? What is the difference between theoretical discharge and actual discharge? Whether this is theoretical discharge or actual discharge?
theoretical.
Theoretical discharge. Okay. So what will be actual discharge now? I'll tell you an equation where CD equal to Q actual by Q theoretical. Q theoretical. Okay. So actual value will be, actual discharge will be less compared to the theoretical discharge. Everyone know that actual by theoretical, because actually when the fluid is flowing through the pipe, the discharge will be less because of we are considering losses over there, and we have to consider losses because it is happening actually. It is happening in real time. Okay, but in theoretical discharge, we are considering the losses to be less. Therefore, the discharge will be more. Therefore, how to find out the expression for Q actual? Actual discharge will be equal to CD into QTH. So what will be the expression now? What will be the new expression? Q actual equal to CD into whatever is this complete one will be here. Okay, so we'll see now. Equation 2 gives us the discharge through ideal conditions and is called as theoretical discharge. Whatever equation 2 we have got, it is for ideal conditions and we are calling it as theoretical discharge. But actual discharge will be less than the theoretical discharge. As I have told you, the actual discharge will be less than the theoretical discharge. Therefore, the Q actual formula will be Q actual equal to CD into A1 A2 divided by square root of A1 square minus A2 square into square root of 2GH. How we got this equation? Because CD is whatever the CD is, not, it is not compact disk, it is coefficient of discharge. Coefficient of discharge, which is the ratio of Q actual, theoretic actual discharge divided by theoretical discharge. Understood? In exam, they may give this value, so you have to determine that. Understood the expression?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So this CD value is less than 1 for venturimeter. So for venturimeter, when you go for doing practical in your fifth sem, the range should be for venturimeter, the coefficient of discharge range should be 0.96 to 0.99. Okay, in some books, he has given 0.97, 0.98, it's fine. So generally, we are taking it as 0.96 to 0.99. So we should get coefficient of discharge like this. Okay, it should not be equal to 1 because there will be always some losses in the actual discharge compared to the theoretical discharge. So this, whatever venturimeter, orifice meter and flow nozzle, and even we have pitot tube, but that is there in blower. We are not having any separate equipment for that, but for this, we have to use this expressions. Okay, understood? Any doubts? Or shall I repeat the derivation for you? Shall I repeat the derivation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we have seen a venturimeter. Okay, a venturimeter is connected to a pipe where we want to measure its flow rate. A venturimeter consists of a convergent throat and a divergent section. So there are two sections, 1 and 2. One is inlet section and another section 2 is the throat. Okay, at let D1 is the diameter at the inlet or section 1 and P1 is the pressure at section 1. Velocity is the velocity of fluid at section 1. A1 is the area at section 1, that is pi by 4 D1 square because D1 is the diameter. Okay, and D2, P2, V2 and A2 are the parameters for section 2 or values for section 2. So applying Bernoulli's equation at section 1 and 2 we get. We are applying the Bernoulli equation, that is P1 by rho g V1 square by 2g plus Z1 equal to P2 by rho g V2 square by 2g plus Z2. As this pipe is horizontal, there is the datum line is this one, na? The datum line, if I consider datum line like this, okay, to the center of the pipe, okay, so section 1 and section 2 are lying on the same plane, and that is the pipe is horizontal. If it would have been vertical, then Z1 and Z2 would have been changed. Okay, so as the pipe is horizontal, Z1 is equal to Z2. Therefore, what will remain? This and this will get cancelled. So what will remain? P1 by rho g and this one, and it will remain this one. Therefore, the equation will change to this. P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g. Okay. So when we get this, P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, have combined it because rho and g are common, equal to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. But this P1 by minus P2 by rho g is nothing but h. Okay. So P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g is h. So we are substituting the value of h here. H equal to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. So when we substitute, that is your equation 1. That is your equation 1. So this equation, we have to go for continuity equation because we want Q equal to area into velocity, na? So we have A2. We know the value of A2 because that is the parameter given in the diagram itself or in the whatever assumptions we have made before. Okay. But V2 we don't know. We have to find out V2 now. Okay. Now, so A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. So I have taken V1 equal to A2 V2 divided by A1. Substitute this value in H. Substitute the value of V1 in H. Okay. So we have substituted the value of V1 in H. Okay. So V2 square by 2g minus A1 V1 A2 V2 divided by A1 whole square divided by 2g. So after doing the simplification, we are getting the value of V2 as E1 square root of E1 divided by E1 is square E1 square minus A2 square divided by square root of 2gh. Okay. Now we got V2. So discharge formula is Q equal to A2 into V2. You can take A1 V1 also. I have told you the discharge will remain same, but to not to get confused, we are taking A2 into V2. Okay. So Q equal to A2 into V2. Okay. When we got A2 into V2, substitute the value of V2 here. So A2 into A1 square root of a1 square minus a2 square square root of 2gh. Okay, we got the expression. The next slide. Q equal to a2 v2, a2 into this, and we got the final expression, that is of equation 2. But this discharge is theoretical discharge, which will be more compared to the actual discharge. Okay, because we have derived this expression in ideal conditions. Okay, therefore that actual discharge will be less than the theoretical discharge. That formula will be Q actual equal to CD into a1 a2 divided by square root of a1 square minus a2 square into square root of 2gh. This is your actual discharge. The value of CD is nothing but coefficient of discharge, which is less than 1. So the value will be getting like 0.96 to 0.99. If you get 1 in the while solving the in the lab also, so you have to change some values. You have taken some mistakes. You've done some mistake while taking the areas. Okay, so you have to change them. You'll get the value of Venturi CD in below 1. Okay, that is the expression for Venturimeter. Flow rate of flow through the Venturimeter. Any doubts? Okay.
No, sir.
So now the value of H we have determined, that is P1 minus P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g. That is difference of pressure head. Difference of pressure head. So that value you have to determine, na? So have you understood that concept? What is P1 minus P2? Why I have taken P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g equal to H? For an example, if I take, and just imagine that there is a pipe. Okay, it is converged at this point, and there is a throat, and we are diverging it. Okay, this is the way the pipe was there, right or no? Okay, now this is the fluid flowing through the pipe. I have connected a piezometer to this. Imagine. Okay, there's another piezometer connected to this. Imagine. Okay, or a pipe connected or a tube connected to it. So as I have told, whenever the fluid is flowing, if I want to measure the pressure at this point in the fluid, okay, if I want to measure the pressure of fluid, so what will happen? With some pressure, what will happen? If water you have seen, if it gets any type of space, it will start flowing in that. Okay, so I have made a tube. I have connected a tube over here. So what will happen? Because of the pressure, the water will start entering into this tube. So when it enters into the tube, we can measure its height. So till what point it has reached? What is the height reached by the water which is flowing through this inlet? So I got H. So if I got H, can I determine the pressure using P equal to rho GH? Anyone? Because if the fluid is flowing through this pipe, water is flowing through the pipe, okay, that is 1000 into G is 9.81. We know both are constant. Then we require H. We have got it. Okay. By using this H, can I determine pressure? Obviously, we can determine. Okay. Therefore, if we determine pressure, so what is H equal to? P by rho G. Right. This is nothing but pressure head from our Bernoulli's equation. From our Bernoulli's equation, this is pressure head. So when it goes, this height, whatever we are getting in this inlet, that is P by rho G. At section 1. Okay. But at section 2, whenever there is a rise of water, that will be P2 by rho G. Because what? It is at section, which section? Section 2. So this difference, what we are getting, we are determining it using a differential U-tube manometer. We are determining with the difference of differential U-tube manometer. We have studied the differential manometer, differential manometers, simple manometers. Okay, differential manometer, we are determining the difference of pressure in at two sections of a pipe, or the same pipe, or in two different pipes. Okay, so that is the point. Fine. So that's why we are taking H as the difference between the pressure. ये मतलब इसका मतलब क्या है? ये H1 है, ये H2 है. Do you agree or no, anyone? So H1 and H2, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This is H1 and H2 equal to H. P1 by rho G minus P2 by rho G equal to H. Okay. So this value, which is given by the differential, we have to find out its value, na? So how you will find out? By using a differential U-tube manometer. That is the next topic. So first case is what? Let the differential manometer contains a liquid which is heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe. Okay. So how to find out the value of H? When the differential manometer contains a liquid which is heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe. It means that a fluid which is there in the differential manometer is mercury, and the fluid which is flowing through the pipe is known as water. So as you know that the mercury is heavier compared to water. So what will be the formula? This is an example, water and mercury, because you should not get confused. Okay, that's why you generally we write it as heavier liquid and lighter liquid, or a liquid which is flowing through the pipe. Okay, if the liquid which is flowing through the pipe is having less specific gravity compared to the liquid which is there in the differential manometer, what will be the value of H? Okay, so how to determine? We require three things: specific gravity of heavier liquid, specific gravity of the liquid flowing through the pipe, and difference of the heavier liquid column in the U-tube. Okay, the formula will be H equal to X is the difference of the heavier liquid column. So in U-tube manometer we have seen the difference between the heads. This is called as H1, H2 something. Okay, that is H. That here we are taking it as X. Okay, into SH, specific gravity of heavier liquid divided by specific gravity of the fluid flowing through the pipe minus 1. Okay, this is the expression. Understood? You can note down the expression. It is necessary. It may be required for you. Okay. Now next, if the differential manometer contains a liquid which is lighter than the liquid flowing through the pipe, the differential manometer contains a liquid which is lighter than the liquid flowing through the pipe. You have seen this now. Where we have observed this? Anyone? In a inverted U-tube differential manometer, what used to happen? In a differential manometer, the liquid should be lighter compared to the liquid which is flowing through the pipe. If you remember, you might have observed this. Okay, so here it was heavier, here it is lighter. So lighter liquid is there in the differential manometer, heavy liquid is flowing through means heavier compared to the liquid which is there in the differential manometer is flowing through the pipe. So SL is the specific gravity of the lighter liquid in the U-tube, S0 is the liquid of flowing through the pipe, and X is the difference of lighter liquid column in the U-tube. The formula changes to H equal to X, M1 minus SL divided by S0. Okay. Then, if there is an inclined venturimeter with U-tube differential manometer, this case is related to inclined venturimeter having differential U-tube manometer. Let the differential manometer contains the heavy liquid. Okay, so whatever we are going for now, inclined venturimeter. So we have seen a horizontal venturimeter. There will also be some inclined venturimeter where we are going to solve some problems based on them. So it is having a U-tube differential manometer, and the U-tube differential manometer consists of a heavier liquid. Then what will be the value of H? See, H equal to P1 by rho G plus Z1 minus P2 by rho G plus Z2. This Z1 and Z2, why we have taken Z1 and Z2 over here, not in the previous one? Why we have taken Z1 and Z2 over here?
Because it is vertical.
Because it is inclined. Or we can say it is placed in a incline from the datum line. Therefore, one will be 0 and another will be having some height. Okay, but as it was previous one was horizontal, Z1 is equal to Z. Very good. Okay, so X equal to SH by S0 minus 1. This is the formula. Now, case 4 is where the differential manometer contains a lighter liquid which is flowing through the pipe. A liquid which is lighter than the liquid flowing through the pipe. Here it is heavier liquid is there in the differential U-tube manometer. Here it is a lighter liquid is there in the differential manometer. Therefore, the formula will become like this. Okay, understood? Remember all these 4 formulas and one more which is there, which we have derived while deriving the venturimeter, this one. This is important. Okay. Fine. Any doubts till now? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So quickly we'll solve one problem. What is the statement of the problem? A venturimeter is used for measurement of discharge of water in a horizontal pipeline. So this is a horizontal pipeline. So Z1 equal to Z2. Okay. The ratio of upstream pipe diameter to that of throat is 2:1. So diameter of the pipe is 2 times larger than the diameter of throat. So it is 2:1. So diameter of pipe is 2 times larger than diameter of throat. Okay. The upstream diameter is 300 mm. The upstream diameter is 300 mm. So what is upstream pipe diameter? 300 mm. Then what will be the diameter of the throat? Anyone? What will be the diameter of throat? Obviously 150 mm, half of that. The difference of pressure between the throat and the upstream is equal to 3 meter of head of water. The difference of pressure head, that is P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, is equal to 3 meter of the water. Okay, and the loss of head through meter is 1/8 of the velocity head. Loss of head is HL equal to 1/8 of velocity head. Which is the velocity at head at the throat? 1/8 of the throat velocity head. Throat means V2 square by 2g. Okay, calculate the discharge in the pipe. So the ratio of inlet diameter to the throat is d1 by d2 equal to 2:1, 2/1. So we are getting d1 as 300 mm, that is 0.3 meter. D2 as 150 mm, that is 0.5 meter. P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g equal to 3 meter of water, that is nothing but H. The loss of head HF equal to 1/8. 1/8 of the throat velocity head. So we know that section 1 is what? Pipe. Section 2 is throat. Section 2 is throat. So 2 is V2 square by 2g. Okay. Using the continuity equation A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. What is the answer for this? Can anyone tell me? Get an equation for V2 because we want to calculate the discharge. V2 in terms of V1 or V1 in terms of V2. Can anyone tell me what is V2 and V1? V2 equal to V1. Solve this. What will be the value? It's very easy. See, I want everything in terms of V2. So V2 equal to something I'll get for V1, which we have discussed in the previous problems also. Okay, you can take E1 equal to V1 equal to something of V2. There's no problem. Okay, what will be the expression now here? Pi by 4 will get cancelled. Okay, 0.3 square divided by 0.15 square will be how much? It is 4 V1. So V2 is equal to 4 times of V1. So we don't know the value of this now. So we have to determine using this one. V2 equal to 4 V1 because both V2 and V1 are not given. Okay, so I cannot calculate the discharge. If I want to calculate the discharge, I will need at least A2 V2 or A1 V1. Okay, so to get that equation, I have to use this. Okay, one more thing. If I don't use continuity equation, which equation I have to use next? That will be obviously the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, so if I use Bernoulli's equation, I know P2 by rho g minus P2 by rho g as 3 meter. If I take this, I know this, but I don't know what is V1 square by 2g and V2 square by 2g. It will be like 3 meter equal to V1 square by 2g minus V2 square by 2g. There is no further. I cannot process the problem because I have two unknowns here, V1 and V2. To not to get to the situation, what we are doing, we are determining a value which is giving a relationship between V2 and V1. Okay. So we got V2 equal to 4V1. Now, using Bernoulli's equation, we got this Z1 equal to Z2. We got this expression P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus HF. Don't forget HF because it is an actual condition or real fluid flowing through the pipe. Okay, what we have got P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, V2 square minus V1 square by 2g plus HF is what? 1 by 8 of times of V2 square by 2g. So P1 minus P2, P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g equal to 3 meter, right? So 3 equal to what? 3 equal to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. What is V2 square? Anyone? Okay, I'll write the expression. Now, can you determine the value now? V2 equal to 4V1, right? Substitute the value and get me the answer. So 3 equal to V2 square minus V1 square by 2g plus 1 by 8 V2 square by 2g. So V1 is how much? 1.86 meter per second. I have got this expression. Now what I have to do? Now what I can do? I can have to calculate the discharge. Q equal to A to V2. Calculate the value. Okay. This is the final values for this. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, fine. Thank you.